Tuesday, we heard those 911 calls that we will never forget. A little boy talking about his mother and grandmother being murdered. Tonight, we hear from a victim's brother. Tracy Burke's 3 small children were left inside a RINEYVILLE, Kentucky home Monday night after she and her mother-in-law were shot to death. WHAS 11's Mark Hebert is live at the Kentucky State Police Post in Elizabethtown with our top story at 5. Mark?
Well, we're learning much more today about the apparent target of the investigation, the apparent source of the investigation into the deaths of Karen Comer and Tracy Burke. We're also learning a lot more about Tracy Burke, a 1994 graduate of North Hardin High School. The reason we know much more, because one of her loved ones spoke to the media for the first time today about Tracy and the 3 children who are now without a mother. She loved flowers, vacations, and exercising. She was a nurse. But most of all, Tracy Burke was a mother to the 3 kids who were in the house when their mother was murdered.
She sacrificed a lot of things in her life to be a mother, and that's how she'll be remembered.
Dave Wilburn says his sister's 3 children, ages 9, 5, and almost 2, are all in the hands of relatives in state social services, getting counseling and love.
They're going through a lot. We're just taking the advice of the social services, which have been great. The family's whole purpose is to keep these 3 children together. That's the biggest pull.
Wilburn won't talk about the investigation of the murders of his sister and her former mother-in-law, Karen Comer, but it's clear that state police are focusing some of their investigation on Tracy's estranged husband, Fort Campbell MP Brent Burke. State police towed Brent Burke's van with FOP license plate to Frankfort today to process it for possible evidence, which could take a couple of weeks. Should we expect any arrest anytime soon is the reality?
No. That's what I heard this morning is they're wanting to cover all bases, wanting to do this right, wanting to make sure that we don't make a mistake, and so we're going to wait on some lab tests.
This is not CSI. This is something that they're going to have to try and locate who did this.
And what would Tracy's brother like to see for the killer?
I'm sure they'll get a fair trial. That's what our system's designed for. But ultimately, the good Lord above, he'll have his judgment.
Now, early this morning, state police detectives did meet with Hardin County Commonwealth's attorney to talk about this case, but they say they are nowhere close to having a suspect, to having any arrest in mind. And coming up at 6 tonight, Tracy Burke's brother talks about his 9-year-old nephew and that 911 phone call he made under duress on Tuesday morning. Live at the State Police Post in E-Town, Mark Hebert, WHAS 11 News.